Hey there, welcome to my channel for Evolved Humans. I am Ms. Day. This is going to be a collective reading. So first of all, I know I'm talking to masculine and feminine. However, whoever I'm talking to today, right now, is someone I'm talking to very headstrong individuals. I'm talking to people, okay, so where you are in a new state of awareness of your abilities and enlightenment, and I feel like that's who I'm channeling for in this video. Because in this reading, okay, so the first thing that I keep hearing today is like to step into your power. And I know that's going out to you, whoever you are, if you are headstrong and like, it's like what you've been experiencing. Okay, so I feel like this is crazy weird, but I keep hearing the word like, or the words like a loose cannon. Like I feel like some of you, this is not all of you, but some of you that I'm talking to, you're really clumsy in like the last maybe 3 days or maybe like 2 weeks, up to 3 days. I think that it's like come to a head in the last few days where like I feel like tripping up stairs, like just being really clunky in your movements. It's like power. It's like you need to step into your power because, and then some of you, this is for some more. It's like the same level of headstrong, but I feel like it's super strong masculine that's like coming forward in your body, and I feel like you're kind of like, some of you are saying things and you're not really sure why you're saying them, and it might not be like, you know, profound messages or something. Like you could be kind of spouting things out and not intending to be as brutal as maybe you have been accidentally. So, okay, so I feel like it's interesting because the people I'm talking to are like awakened. Like you're aware of your abilities. You're definitely aware that you're connected to the unseen around you. And so it's almost like, okay, and who I'm talking to, this feels like a huge group that you have recently come out of past friendships that you had kept for a long time. Like I feel like you had good friends, you thought you had quality over quantity in your relationships, and then something happened internally with you, and I feel like you reached a new level where you actually started to recognize, I'm not having healthy reactions to these people anymore. So I think that your interactions have changed. Interesting. I feel like the masculine is super strong in this one. And I don't show my cards, but my, again, strongest masculine card in here. And I feel like it's paired with this, and that doesn't mean males, that means literally both, because whoever, you're headstrong and you're like aware of yourself, you're aware of your reactions, and I almost feel like toppling forward. And I felt this in a few other readings where it's like toppling forward ahead of yourself with all that you are sensing around you, because I think you don't know where to place it. I think you're almost like sensing a jittery type of chaotic energy experience around you. And I feel like what you need physically is to gain authority over your physical self. This is a new level. This is a transition. It's an awakening. So I feel like a lot of us reach these points in awakening, in like knowing you're connected, just like everyone is. But it's like a lot of us reach points where we're like, oh cool, I've reached my new thing. And then it just keeps speeding up. And you never really reach an end destination. It's more so what you're becoming as you move forward. And I feel like you actually took a really big step in releasing some of these past relationships. So like whoever you are, good job, because I think that you released them out of your physical your home, your initial environment, which is this vehicle. So it's like you need authority, but in order to gain authority, when you open, it's like once you open the door, once the floodgates are moving back and forth and you're really, really in tune with your own awareness of what's around you, it's like whoever I'm talking to, I don't feel like you're afraid of it. Maybe you have fearful moments, but like I don't feel like you're afraid of your connection to the unknown and to the unseen, which is actually really cool. It's almost like, this is crazy cool. Reminds me of a video I listened to on YouTube recently by it was a speech by Earl Nightingale, and he had said, that faith behind ideas is like a driving force for humanity to progress forward. And that's what this reading, I feel like whoever I'm talking to, like there's a reason that this feels super masculine driven. It's like I feel like you closed doors that were difficult for you, and it's because you were realizing your reactions were sort of out of control. And I think that's really, really, that feels really neat. That's a good thing to do. And then going forward is so I like to do past, present, future in these readings. So this is like a recent past thing with releasing these relationships. And I think that you really put yourself into doing that. And whether you realize it or not, I feel like it's your faith in yourself that's drawing you forward. And that is your connection to the high frequency. It's like you're letting it shine through. And it's beautiful. So like, in order to go forward and really put it to use, now that you have this new awareness and this new sort of growth, that's what I keep hearing, power. Like it's time for you to, the word discipline's coming in too. It's almost like you need to get a control over your physical experience of these things that you don't have yet. And maybe that means recording your experiences from it. And I feel like that's going to be like kind of re-evaluating. Going forward, it feels like the message is that once you're going to gain authority, but you're actually going to start to feel the speed is going to become inside of you. So it's like your driving force, this masculine force of yours, is what's driving your vehicle forward. And then with the spiritual part of it, with this awakening, it's like you have to allow that underneath part, that one little spark of you that actually believed that it was worth taking a leap forward and trusting what you were experiencing, even though it was new. It's like you have aligned, you're going to align now to go higher. It's like your vehicle needs to, it's just such a positive message. It feels so positive because I feel like this isn't so much like, oh, let me give you a message from the higher frequencies. It feels like their view of you is really very like, it's admiration. So good job. If I'm talking to you, it might feel like you're like toppling over forward as you go faster, but it just feels that way. You're doing very well. I feel like it's a balancing act, and you need to have a foundation underneath and make sure that foundation remains your faith in yourself. That faith in yourself, in the inner core, that inner knowing, that's your driving force forward. And it's going to align you with the higher, it's going to give you a stability. It's like I feel like everything is just going to into its place. And I think that's going to become more visual for you. That's another thing when whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you're kind of a visual learner. And that's why it feels more like, it feels like you don't want all the fluff around it. You're quick to observe, process, and interpret. So it's like what they want you to know is that now you've got some things to like, you need to feel peace and feel solid in the relationships you choose. But the core of it, the center of those relationships, needs to remain you. It needs to stay where it is, because that's what's gotten you to this point. And I feel like Your need currently is physical authority, and your motion with that, your emotional like experience is going to become, you've got to let it out. It's almost like you need to let your curiosity come out in the way that before this overstimulated feeling, just like in the beginning of the reading, it was feeling chaotic and out of your control, where you were just kind of reactive to what was going on around you. And it's almost like a building pressure feeling for some of you. That's not all of you, but some of you feel a pressure in the air around you. And that's because now you're still. It's like you removed some kind of obstacles that were sort of drawing negative reactions, and now your outbursts can be innocent. You need to feel good about like this next transition you're going through, because to gain authority, oddly enough, it's like they're telling you to feel, kind of have the wonder and the curiosity of a child. It's like they're wanting you to sort of find your groove through it, dance through it. For someone it's about dancing. But it's like they're wanting you to feel and experience what it is that you are becoming, and not just toppling over forward because you're growing so fast and you're so willing to take the information. You also need to do this balancing act in your human form of experiencing and being an authority figure over your own experience. So like, this is intense. So whoever I'm talking to, it's like you're really going up and fast. Okay. So this is where the message going forward is for you to really zone in on who it is that you are exposing the depths of your curiosity and your journey to. Because, and this isn't a negative message, this is more like a, use that strength, that masculine force that like flows through you, that driving force underneath, use that in a protective manner also. Because it's like when you build that, you have the strength to like take control of what's allowed in and what's not allowed in. You have that strength in you. And it's like once you start really, really, really letting it go deep, it's like whoever I'm talking to, you need to stop worrying about your reactions and let yourself be a mess. Let yourself be kind of like chaotic and messy while you sort of open yourself up. And whoever you talk to, make sure that you can trust that you're talking. You need to talk comfortably. It's like you need to clean things out. Whoever it is I'm talking to, I feel like your next move is, if it drives people crazy, if you do this thing where you like sort of express all of your feelings out, and you feel like you kind of, it's like word vomit. That's what I'm hearing, is word vomit. It's kind of like, that was the first part of this reading. It's like saying things that you're not, it's like a burst out, almost like an emotional reaction. I feel like you have power. You have the power actively right now to gain control of your human self. But it's like your next step is actually, in gaining that authority, is going to be experiencing the childlike journey of it. Like it's a new experience. You have to broaden your ability to take in now. Now you've released some of those sort of maybe superficial or just a different, just like a past pathway, those relationships you released. You've released those. So make that a movement forward instead of, okay, that just happened. It's like what they're saying is, now move with it. Now, why did you have to let that go? It's that extra fluff, the distractions. That sounds so mean, talking about people like they're just extra stuff, but like it's the relationships that you were like kind of allowing. And so, yeah, it's so neat. It makes me think of that speech about It's not about that thing with Earl Nightingale. It's like it's not about the destination. It's about what you become as you're moving, and that's what you're doing. You are stepping forward, and they're telling you, step into this experience. Don't step above it. Don't step above what you've experienced. Step into this new one so that your whole body gets reused to something new. And in an exciting way, and in a more free way because of the work you've done. Very cool. Also, I feel like a lot of that emotional depth you felt as a child, and that's what they're wanting you to do is sort of, I think there were moments that people responded and it made you kind of close those doors where you're like, oh, I won't express that. Oh, people don't, they don't like my crazy ideas. But that's where ideas come from. Like, they have to be they have to be batshit crazy to somebody before they become a reality. Like, that's just the way of it, you know? There's not any invention that everybody thought, yes, that's gonna happen. Like, first, someone had to be the nut that thought, I can see something that's never been seen before in my mind. So, like, I think there were moments along the way, and I don't think it was necessarily personal. These people, you got kind of shut down along the way in little moments, just like many of us. But I think that you internalized them, whoever it is I'm talking to, and this isn't all of you. Some of you, though, I feel like kind of closed off the openings to that deep inner core, that deep emotional soul of yours. And it's neat because whoever I'm talking to, like, I feel like you have done a lot of healing just in a quick, driven way. You were like, this isn't healthy, I will fix that. This is not right. This can't be right. And you took the hints and the signs and you moved forward. So going forward, I think that now you might just have to let yourself enjoy the parts of you that sort of feel over embellished in your ideas. Like, let yourself feel over the top and a little bit crazy. Like, let yourself enjoy that, because this is what you're becoming. You're finding a balance, and you're gaining authority of how that balance is attained. So it's like you've got to experience where it's at right now and start to recognize what's coming in and what am I coming up with inside. Because whoever I'm talking to, like, you have a huge imaginative side that I think it's a part of your speed. And so I think they're wanting you to pair that driven masculine speed with the experience of feeling the human experience as you're going forward with this. This is going to become a balance. Like, it's really, really powerful. I literally keep hearing that song that's from Frozen 2, that, yeah, show yourself, that step into your power. And it's like, I keep feeling that whenever I'm thinking of this, just like, it's time to step into it. Whoever I'm talking to, you know you're trying to do that. And it's like, what they want you to know is it's all in you. You are where it's going to be like, whoa, next step. There is no destination. It's you. It's the experience you're having along the way. So really cool. I'm going to end it at that. And then if you like the way that I do the readings, or if you feel that they resonate with you, please continue to comment and let me know when they do. That is really validating for me on the other side of the screen. And I appreciate the subscriptions and the positive comments as well. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you feel like this applies to you or any of the readings do. And whenever you hear this video, let yourself receive the messages. It doesn't, like, don't even waste your time wondering, because my intention with my highest level guides in this reading, and all of them, is for it to hit you when it's time. So even if that's like in a few weeks from now, when it's your moment, let it happen. That's something that I need to leave you with. One of the coolest things I've ever heard just recently, it blew my mind and made things feel a little more comfortable. It's cooperation, not competition. So when these weird reactions are happening, it's like, allow yourself And when you get those moments where the video applies to you, let yourself take it. Just take it as a hint from the universe that, hey, that was meant for you and you're on the right track. Very cool reading. Okay, so, and then like the video and subscribe to my channel if you like the way that I read, and allow for notifications for future uploads. Okay, have a good rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.